The Phil Hendrie Show at 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. Don't forget our website, philhendrieshow.com. Pick up the best of the Phil Hendrie Show CD for $23.50, $3.50 shipping and handling, and $20 for the CD. It all goes to my friend's place, a resource center for homeless and runaway kids in Hollywood. Presently, we've made $125,000 in the 4 months. 4 months and a week that we've been selling our CDs. So 4 and 120 is about 30 G's a month. Not bad. We're slowing down a little bit, and I don't know when we should conclude the campaign. What I would like to say is that anytime you go to our website, you'll see a link there for our Best of CD, and it goes to a really good cause. So please, whatever you can do, we appreciate it. We appreciate your generosity up to this point, too. About $125,000, though, this far. The Best of the Phil Hendrie Show 99 CD, and we've got some great material lined up for our 2000 whatever we do. Notice I didn't say CD. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to do something with that show material. Can we put it on vinyl? Yeah, right. Good idea, Phil. Everybody's got a turntable. Good idea. Anyway, Bobbie Dooley is joining us from the Parent Teachers Organization of Western Estates. This is the first anniversary of the tragedy of Columbine, and so many parents, Bobbie, I know, are mindful of what happened and are still struggling with how to prevent that. Hold on for a second, Bobbie. You there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Go ahead.
Phil, I was going to say that we are very saddened today to see the tragedy of the first anniversary of the Columbine tragedy. The human toll was devastating enough, and as a mother, I know this, and as the president of our parent-teacher organization in Western Estates, Phil, I'm very mindful of this, and we want to extend our hand to the parents of all of the students at Columbine for what they have gone through. I'm also mindful, though, Phil.
Now, I know that you had a meeting of your parent-teacher organization, and you are in solidarity with so many others, extending your sympathies to the parents and teachers there at Littleton.
That's correct, Phil. We are also mindful, though, of how we can be crippled, not only of body, but of mind. And when you allow that thinking, Phil, I think that crippled thinking, you have a repeat of the Columbine killings, of the Columbine murders, I should say. In Colorado, Phil, I don't know if you have seen the news. One of the kids who thankfully survived this tragedy, the Columbine shootings, is paralyzed.
From the shooting?
Yes. He is in a wheelchair. His house had to be remodeled, as far as I know, to accommodate a wheelchair ramp. They wanted to put it in front of the house, but the Homeowners Association, where this young boy's house was, they checked the CC&Rs, and they told the parents, I'm sure in very respectful terms, but in very forceful terms nonetheless, that the wheelchair ramp had to be put in the garage. And they had to be reminded of this. This is what I think is crippled thinking along with a crippled body. God bless that boy, and God bless his family, but the sooner he recognizes his place, and the best place, I think, for a boy like that is to, in the service entrance, to get in and out of the house there.
Now, his family, he was shot in the Columbine shootings.
Yes, he was.
And his family put in a wheelchair ramp for him in the front of the house?
They were going to put it in the front of the house, but fortunately, they've got a wonderful homeowner association there. They reminded the family that their son is, after all, crippled in a wheelchair, and really the best place for that is around the porch, the service porch, the service entrance, because they don't allow that. Steve, we had a fireman in our...
Okay, so that's what you call crippled thinking. In other words, crippled thinking is what?
I think crippled thinking, Phil, is when we don't, even though we've been through a tragedy, we forget our place in the world. And this family went through a horrible tragedy. Their son was terribly wounded in the Columbine shootings. And yet, and still, their homeowners association was mindful enough to keep them rooted in reality. Your boy is crippled. That's a terrible thing. But let's not forget our CC&Rs. Let's not forget our homeowners association. Let's not forget that the boy should be going up and down his wheelchair ramp, not in the front of the house.
Oh, okay. Now that's what I wasn't clear on. Their homeowners association doesn't allow a wheelchair ramp
In the front of the house.
I see. And so they wanted to put a wheelchair ramp in front of the house for the boy, the kid who was wounded.
That's correct, yes.
And they were reminded that they can't do that, so they had to put it around back.
That's right.
Now, the only part that I was confused about is you say that crippled thinking. What was the crippled thinking on the part of the family?
Well, Phil, I really think that the crippled...
I understand what you're saying about this boy as the wheelchair ramp and a homeowners association. Well, what is the crippled thinking?
Well, when we don't remember our place, when we forget that we're members of a homeowners association, when we forget that we're in a wheelchair, and really the best place for us is to go in and out in the service porch, the service entrance, so that we're not blocking access, so that we are good neighbors, so that we are good members of a homeowners association, so that we know our place, and so that we can get on with the healing. I'd be very proud, Phil, to be head of that homeowners association in Colorado. They make me proud because they remind that boy not to get involved in crippled thinking, as well as having a crippled body.
Bobbie Dooley is with us. She is with the Homeowners Association, the Western States Parent Teachers Organization in Southern California. Our number is 1-800-449-8686. As we talk about the first anniversary of the Columbine shootings, this boy was paralyzed, and his parents wanted to put a wheelchair ramp in front of the house. They moved it around to the back of the house. You mentioned you were talking to Steve, and is Steve there?
I'm right here, Phil.
Yeah, Steve's here, Phil. We wanted to mention, what's the fireman's name?
Tom.
Phil, we wanted to mention that we had a neighbor. He was a fireman. He was called to a fire one day, and what was his name? His name was Steve. And what happened to him?
He fell through the floor.
Phil, he was called to a fire, and he fell through the floor holding on to a baby.
Oh, my God.
What happened was he used his own body he fell on his back on purpose so as to protect the baby, and what happened was he got all crippled, and you question his judgment, but the point is...
Well, did he purposely fall on his back to protect the child?
Yes.
And he's a firefighter?
Yes, he lives down the street from us. This happened about 6 months ago. Well, now on top of that, when all of this happened, I was driving through Tom's area, which is our Bougainvillea phase, and I swear to God, I thought I was having palpitations. I looked up, and I saw that he had begun construction on a wheelchair ramp, which was in front of the house. And it was unbelievable. He hired a contractor. This big, ugly construction truck is in front of the house. I walk up to him, and I ask him if he speaks English.
Who, the contractor?
Yes, one of the workmen, and he said that he did. And I tell him that our CC&Rs prohibit ramps in front of the house. You're permitted to install them in the back. Oh, my God, I'm having a hard time breathing. Just remember this.
Well, Phil, I can continue the story.
Is Steve there?
Yes, Steve.
We went down and told this guy had to take the ramp out because this guy's got a wheelchair ramp in front of his house against CCR. Okay? And
So your CC&Rs prohibit wheelchair ramps in front of the house as well. This was a wheelchair ramp being built by an injured firefighter?
yeah, the guy fell on his back as this baby. And
But he was protecting a kid from
well, yeah, but I mean, that's his problem. See, when I'm saying our CCR prohibit a ramp in front of the house, you're permitted to install them in the back. But I had to tell this guy that he tells me he's crippled. I'm not all wheel. I said, well, that's too bad. But all wheelchair ramps and handicap accessibility must be constructed at the rear of the estate.
Steve, let me help. Phil, I have it right here.
What do you have?
Our CC&R. All wheelchair ramps and handicap accessibility must be constructed at the rear of the service entrance areas. There must be a swinging or pet access style door in the side gate or rear gate area. And
Well, but can I hold on for a minute, guys? This is for a crippled firefighter who was protecting a baby.
yes.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He fell on his back so as to protect the fall from hurting this child.
Yes.
What's he saying?
Well, he's saying that the firefighter...
Well, never mind what I'm saying. What do you say to that?
Well, Phil, I think that what he did was good, okay? But I think that, I think what he did was good. I don't know what you're asking me.
Well, all right, hold on, because let me take a phone call. 1-800-449-8686. San Antonio on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know where you get this caller, but she's the one with crippled thinking.
I'm with the Homeowners Association. I've read. Believe me, thousands.
Are you afraid the Homeowners Association is embarrassed to have somebody come in through the front? They have to go in through a service entrance?
I have read thousands and thousands of CC&Rs. I think ours are the most liberal in the area. All we are asking is that these people
go through the garage.
You know something? We spend an awful lot of money for our homes. I don't know where you live.
I live in San Antonio, and I'm telling you what, I don't think anybody ought to have to hide and go through a service entrance because you're embarrassed to have a wheelchair entrance in the front. You're afraid your neighbors will know that somebody that's crippled lives in that house? Are you kidding?
I did not get crippled. He got crippled up.
And that's his fault, so now he has to go through a service entrance? And he's the one with crippled thinking? Ma'am, you have the most crippled thinking I have ever heard in my entire life.
All we are asking, and I think I read it to you, Phil, a swinging style or pet access style door where they can go in and out. There's no lock on the door.
Is this a joke?
No, I am reading
through
from our
a pet access door?
Are you talking about a swinging cat door?
Are you talking
you know
about
something?
people?
I'm having a really hard time understanding what the two of you are upset about. I'm talking about...
You're talking about this man wheeling him through a pet
cat door.
No, I'm talking about a swinging pet access style door, yes.
Why don't you try going in through a pet access door? You have got to be kidding.
You know something? I'm not in a wheelchair. I didn't put myself in that position.
He was saving a baby, though.
That kid from Columbine did not put himself in a wheelchair either. And so, you know what? I'm
what I'm trying to understand is, do you live in a homeowners? Do you live with
Yes,
CC&Rs?
I do. And you know what? I would move out of that neighborhood if I was in one that was as closed-minded and as that's just.
Well, I think don't knock it till you've tried it. If you've seen the pet access doors for humans, they are very accessible. Well, laugh if you want.
To be kidding.
No, laugh if you want. We're talking about crippled thinking as opposed to crippled behavior.
All right. Thank you, ma'am, for your call. 1-800-449-8686. We'll take a break with Bobbie Dooley from the Western States Homeowners Association. The little boy, the young man in Columbine, paralyzed in the shooting, his parents could not put a wheelchair ramp in front of the house. They had to put it around the side because of the CC&Rs. Bobbie is on the line saying, yes, that's what they do. They do it in theirs. A firefighter on her street was injured, paralyzed in an accident, saving a child's life, no less. And they are forcing him to put his wheelchair access ramp in the service porch with a swinging pet access door that he can go in and out of. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. Hey guys, Phil Hendrie here for Earthlink. And get with a professional.
With your eyes and his quick wit, the one you'd move mountains. It's what your family deserves.
1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie with Bobbie Dooley from the Western States Homeowners Association. A little bit of a, in Littleton, Colorado, or in one of the environs there, a boy who was paralyzed in the Columbine shootings, his parents built a handicap access ramp in front of the house. Well, you may be familiar with what are called CC&Rs, and that basically means covenants, contracts, covenants, and restrictions. Those are the rules that people who live in communities have to go by. Well, they don't allow wheelchair ramps in front of the house. Now, the kid has had to use one around the side. Bobbie Dooley is on the line. You had a similar situation in your neighborhood, right?
Yes, Phil, we have.
And this was with a firefighter who has to build it around the side of the house.
That is correct, yes.
Now, this is a man who was paralyzed, saving a life. This kid in in Colorado is a kid who is...
Still, it really doesn't matter. I know what you're saying. I know that it's sad. I read all about the Columbine shootings. It's really sad what happened to those kids. And it's really sad what happened to the firefighter, too. Really sad that he got, what do you call it, Steve?
Got crippled.
That he got crippled, holding onto that baby. That's a judgment call.
Well, let me ask you something. You're a firefighter and the floor collapses from underneath you and you're holding a baby. What judgment call?
Phil, he made a judgment to fall on his back, to take he could have fallen on the child.
Fall on the child? It's a sad thing, Phil, but if you fall on the child, at least it saves him, And
what, you're going to roll over and use the kid as a cushion?
You could do that, Phil. I'm not saying that I would do it. I'm not.
Oh my God! He's a firefighter. He's trained to save lives.
He made the decision, and he got crippled up because he could have fallen on the kid. I'm not saying I'd do it either. You could use the kid though as a cushion, and
the kid would have died. He would have saved himself at the expense of that kid.
That's the judgment call, Phil, and that's all we're saying.
Jesus. I don't know that there is a choice that man had, especially the training that he has. Alamo Heights on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm just sort of shocked by this whole conversation. I had to come in from my car and give y'all a call. The firefighter, what is his response to how his homeowners association is treating him? Is he in agreement to...
Well, he has to. Otherwise, we can put a lien on his home.
Well, how does he feel about this? Does he want it in the front?
You know what? I went over and I talked to him and I said, Tom, we have CC&Rs. You know what the choice is. You are paralyzed. You don't have a lot of job opportunity. You can't afford to be out on the street.
And this is a real call and real thing that's happening.
Mr. Hendrie contacted me because of the Columbine.
We called her because of this boy in Colorado, okay?
Well, I just can't get over the insensitivity of this neighborhood association.
Are you familiar with CC&Rs?
Even have a rule like that.
Are you familiar with CC&Rs?
Well, I can tell you I'm extremely familiar with people with disabilities. And to me, that issue is much more important than
what do you want us
a rule that ought to be changed.
What do you want us to do? Do you want us to have these people that are crippled crawling to their front doors in front of their homes?
No, I think they ought to be able to have ramps in front of their home because this
God.
is the real world
God.
and this is the United States and people with disabilities live in real neighborhoods.
What would be wrong, Bobbie, with having the ramps in front of the...
Oh, my God. Do you know what those look like? So now we're going to look like one of those special communities.
Well, you know what? There really
people.
Aren't any more special communities, which reminds me there are group homes that are in regular neighborhoods. Kids go to regular schools with disabilities, and there's a thing called the Americans Disability Act.
Well, wait a second. First of all, our CC&Rs supersede the American Disability Act.
Well, that's really tragic, and I'm really sorry to hear that.
We're very fortunate in that, yes, the crippled people have their rights, but when they come into a private community where there are swimming pools and, 7,000 square foot homes, cripples, they don't have all the rights.
Wait a minute.
A
federal law.
People without disabilities.
A federal law is superseded because you've got 7,000 square foot homes?
Phil.
No, that's what you said. A federal law is superseded because you have pools and 7,000 square foot homes.
We have some considerations. We have property value. Yes, we do.
And what about human value?
Human value is fine.
Unless you have disabilities?
We let Tom go around the service porch. What's wrong with that?
Wow, that's really considerate.
It's his home.
Well, and that's exactly right. If you'll just give this some thought, this gentleman, and hopefully that town is ADA compliant, but this man probably already has enough obstacles to overcome that when he comes home, that's the last place he should have an obstacle, and that's really all I wanted to say.
Well, no one wants to see someone crippled up trying to wheel themselves up the front door. It takes those people 3 minutes to go 10 feet.
Oh, I tell you what, it takes my son about an hour to walk to the Alamo Dome to get to our courtside seats, but that doesn't keep him from going to the game.
I think it's unfair.
1st anniversary of Columbine. We're talking with Bobbie Dooley, the Western States Homeowners Association and Parent Teachers Organization, about wheelchair accessibility. I can't believe that we're actually talking about this. I mean, so many are discussing the tragedy that befell the families, but there is a boy in Colorado who was paralyzed in the shooting. The family wanted to build a wheelchair ramp in front of the house. The Homeowners Association said no. That wheelchair ramp has to go around the side of the house. And as incredulous as some of us may be at that news, Ms. Dooley, you are in a homeowners association that has those CC&Rs. You have a firefighter on your street who was injured in an accident, saving the life of a baby, and he is allowed a wheelchair ramp in the back of his house near the service porch. Isn't that correct?
Yes, and you say that as if that's a horrible thing, Phil. I will tell you...
Well, you said that he has to go through a swinging pet access-style door to get to his... back door, right?
You know something? You're the one that's laughing at this, Phil. I am not...
You know, I can't believe what you're saying is all.
Phil, I will tell you something. Last week, one of the families here had a birthday party in our community center. They invited a young girl from the classroom of the boy who was having the party. This child had been deprived of oxygen at birth or in a short time after she was born. She was wheelchair-bound. Her mouth was hanging open. I'm sure you've seen these poor, unfortunate children. She was drooling and all of these things. The children got scared and ran away. The party was ruined because the children ran away. And
well, where were the adults to explain that this poor child had been through? What do you mean the kids got scared and ran away?
I don't want our children seeing this firefighter wheeling himself in and out of his wheelchair van and getting scared and running away. We feel that if he goes around back where he keeps his garbage pails in the service porch area, he can go in and out of a pet door, and I think it is so far better for him and for the family. You get high and mighty, Phil, with someone else, okay? Don't bring that mess in my house. I'm serious, Phil. You know, we have CC&Rs.
Tampa on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
I can't believe what I'm hearing, Phil. This is just ridiculous. You know, this man, in less than a split second, didn't even make a decision. He had no decision to make. That quick, he was trained to do that. Now, until something happens to one of you people that come in here and make these rules up and how I'm supposed to live in my house and what I can do to my house and my property, I have nothing against what that man did. I pay taxes for my house.
Yes, but he's in a homeowners association.
Come in here and pay my money, what I pay on taxes on my property, and I got a little bit more than you're talking about.
He joined voluntarily a homeowners association.
I had the floor here for a second.
Let the man finish, okay? But she is making the point that he joined this community voluntarily. It has a homeowners association.
Right.
That sounds like a government piece of crap to me is what that sounds
it's not
like. People coming in trying to tell you what to do and how to do it to your place that you pay for, you work for, and how to run your life. I think that's a piece of crap. So,
well, we had the same situation with a Vietnam veteran.
Even whether he's crippled or not. He said, until y'all get...
We have given the crippled up people an opportunity to live a normal life and be a responsible member of society. But
okay,
it's very
until you get in the same position, you have no responsibility. You just get up, you go to your little job until your car burns up or something, and somebody comes along and saves your butt.
Are you telling me that I have to? Are you saying that I have to look at him in his wheelchair?
No, all you do is just like the TV. If you don't want to look at him, don't look.
It makes the children scared and run away.
Turn the thing off.
Well, what happens when the children run away?
What do you mean the children run away?
When they see the...
What is he, like Elephant Man or something? He's in a wheelchair. What's so unacceptable about that? He is in society, and there are many wheelchairs in society. You know, I can't believe what I'm hearing. This is ridiculous.
That the children get scared and run away from the cripple man.
Well, it seems to me that the parents need to back up a little bit and explain what happened
That's what I'm saying. Explain this man's a hero. He saved someone's life.
Phil, I understand. We had a Vietnam veteran here in our community 2 years ago.
Oh, now we're going to Vietnam.
Well, I thought he was a wonderful guy. We had to force him out. Because he
had to force him out. Okay, that sounds like
well, why do we have
like
to
a government action to me.
No,
it seems like everybody's trying to take everything into their own hands.
Well, he had to swing himself out of his van on a...
I have Gibsonton, Florida, where the most clowns live in the whole world. right down the street from me, and the weirdest freaks you'd ever imagine. And I'd go by and wave at them and beep at them on my way to work in the morning.
Oh, my God, you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, my God.
So, you know,
mean like midgets and things like that?
Sure.
So that's where you live.
I ain't got no problem with that. I live a real life, a realistic life where people are around me, and I enjoy life.
Well, I dare say there's not a lot of us who live around midgets. We live in a community.
Well, what about Lobster Boy? Right down the street from him. I ain't got no problem with that guy. He's the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. He's got an affliction, and he's in a wheelchair. So what is the problem here? You want to just push every ugly thing off your street and
there you
have
go.
them
That's
use a
it.
dog door?
Just push every ugly
what's up
thing.
With this?
You know something? You don't understand what it means. We have a cotillion this coming Saturday night.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you're going to have a bunch of people over there with money and all this other stuff, but I'll tell you what, they got about half a brain.
I'm supposed to look at a one-armed Vietnam veteran hoisting himself out of a van.
Sure.
Is that what I'm supposed to do?
Sure. Go over there and shake his hand. Thank God you got freedom to live in the house that you live in.
Shake which hand?
Well, you know.
What I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? And
shake the hand that he has.
You're saying. I hear what you're saying.
All the kids say that crippled up man smells funny. The children say that the crippled up man smells funny. And I don't think our kids should be...
Well, go over there and bathe him.
Go over and bathe him. Go over and say thank you.
Thank
you, sir, for your call. Go over and be a neighbor and say thank you for being a hero.
I, Phil, am the first person to say thank you to our brave, who are the people, Steve?
The policeman.
The policeman and the other guys, the man.
The fireman.
The firemen. Thank you to all of them for, putting their lives on the line and everything. But do I have to, see them wheeling around is all I'm saying. And as long as I don't have to touch the crippled up. And
nobody's saying you have to touch the crippled up. God, what an education you have, too. Lauderdale by the Sea, you're on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi, sir.
I graduated from the University of Southern California.
Excuse me. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're on the air. Good,
okay.
You graduated from USC. Good for you. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Well, first of all, if she has graduated from anywhere, I don't know who the hell they're giving out diplomas to these days. Because who has to refer to their husband to find out what a policeman is, what a fireman is? And I originally called...
Excuse me?
Yes?
What are you saying?
You asked your husband what are they called, and he said policeman.
Yeah, and what happened? Oh, he was crippled. I mean, you should know these things.
Oh, so you don't know? You've never asked your husband anything?
I don't have a husband.
Well,
not the point of my call.
Maybe you should get one.
Okay, I'm not going to even speak on that.
Well, whatever,
Let me ask you this, ma'am. When I first heard, the conversation about how the man was crippled, which was in a fire accident, I understand.
Yes.
I was thinking to myself, well, I think that's really irrelevant. I don't care if he crippled himself saving a baby or he was born that way, whatever the reason. But and I know this is going back a few minutes, but you referred to it.
Do you date?
Sorry?
Are you currently dating or anything?
Ma'am, that's not the point of my call.
That's got nothing to do with it. Don't waste this lady's time.
All I'm saying is, Phil,
no,
if she's
excuse
a
me,
young
what
woman...
I'm saying is this. How dare you say that this man made a judgment call by saving a child's life? If you find that ugly in any way, you obviously have no justification of any aesthetic value.
He could have fallen on top of the kids, all my wife's saying.
Will you get your husband off the extension, please?
Steve, he doesn't want you on. He could have used the child as a cushion and not broken his back.
Okay. I doubt he was thinking of that on the fall.
How does he use the kid as a cushion?
Yeah, a child.
So I don't know. You can maneuver the child.
Okay, so you're talking about...
You can maneuver the child around to your rear end.
And you're talking about the people in your community being, shocked and appalled by the sight of this? Do you really find it grotesque, a person in a wheelchair?
You know something? I don't, but the children run away.
Okay, the children run away. Are they
Hold on. I want to back up for a second. Did you actually say this firefighter could use the child as a seat cushion on his way down? Did you really say that?
Obviously, the lady is completely whacked out.
No, I am saying that everything is a judgment call. And
so he takes the baby.
Kids are... The child is soft like a pillow.
This is just stupid.
You are out of your freaking mind. You ought to be put in a jail cell for even thinking something like that.
Yes.
But you don't understand why it's a judgment call. You call me crazy. But you don't know where he had a judgment. He could have fallen on his back as he did, or used the child as some kind of a seat cushion.
Ma'am, you have obviously never done anything athletic in your life where you realize that there comes a point where you don't actually have a choice.
Yeah.
Things just happen.
You commit, and that's it. Right.
fall.
You commit. Ma'am, thank you for your call. I got to get moving along. I appreciate it. San Antonio on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Lady, I just wanted to ask you a question. Did that fireman live there before that injury?
Did he live here before the injury? Yes, he did.
Okay. And I assume he asked for that. Is that correct?
Asked for what, dear?
To break his back and be confined to a wheelchair.
I'm saying he made a judgment. He made a judgment call.
Something else alarms me. Are you the president of the Parent Teachers Association?
Yes, I am. Very proudly.
Oh,
I have
my
3.
God. You know
really?
Where you ought to move to,
Oh,
lady?
really?
You ought to move to Nazi Germany.
How dare
that's
you?
That's exactly what you are.
How dare you?
No, you are. To think like you think, you place property values above a human life. And that is the most ludicrous thing I have ever
Here's a guy
heard in my
here's a
life.
firefighter who was a hero.
So what I have now are two. So here I have now are 2 men.
The fireman is a hero.
2 men ganging up on a woman.
That, you might explain to your children that policemen are policemen, firemen are firemen. Obviously, you don't know.
I asked my husband, what do they call?
Stupid husband of yours.
Who are the?
And I'm not too sure he knows. You are, boy. You two people are Gestapo. There's no question about it.
The guys that ride around in the black and white cars. What are they?
Policemen.
All right.
All right. Jesus. Sioux Falls on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'd just like to say, ma'am, do you know anybody or have anyone in your family that is handicapped?
Oh, my God, no.
Okay,
No,
that's
of course
very
not.
obvious,
No.
because if you did, you wouldn't think like you do. My
Well,
father
why would that happen?
is handicapped, not crippled. They
What
call it
happened to him?
handicapped.
What happened to
He
him?
had polio, and that was
God.
not his judgment call. And I'm not embarrassed to live in a neighborhood with the people across the street that have a ramp in the front yard. It is not
we
ugly.
we just have good genes in our family. Am I supposed to be up? Are you?
Good genes? I think
Yes.
you're sick. You
We
must not
didn't
have
get
any
crippled
children
up.
either.
Because I'm not crippled up. Suddenly you hate me?
No, I hate
Does
your...
your father go through a swinging door? Do you know the swinging pet access doors?
Yeah, and that is... I would be embarrassed to ask my father to enter his house that way.
Well, they're
you are
very
so screwed up.
They're very economical.
I don't see how... And then you use God in a sentence. You don't even know what it is to be a Christian.
Well,
when
to
you
say
think
to
like you
me
do.
that I'm supposed to look at a girl with the mouth hanging open, we're having our cotillion Saturday.
Oh, boy, that's more important than that poor little girl, the way she lives. You have life wrong.
In the future, I would suggest that the firefighter use the child either as a seat cushion or not.
So you
I don't know.
suggest that he kill that baby to save his life?
It doesn't mean the child would necessarily die.
Oh, yeah. To look at the size difference there.
Well, what are you talking about?
It's obvious. You're sick.
He's plummeting to the ground, and he's got the child. He's holding the child to his rear end like a seat cushion.
Listen to the host laughing.
Well, I mean, this is hard to believe. I
just
cannot
think
believe this.
You see, this is the host laughing, not me. And you're angry at me.
Yes, because I can't believe that you can really think like you're thinking.
If you're plummeting to the earth and you know you're going to be paralyzed, you wouldn't maneuver that child around to your rear end?
How did he know he was going to be paralyzed?
If you knew you'd be paralyzed, wouldn't you sit on the kid?
I would still save the child's life.
You would sit on the kid and you know it.
I would
yes,
not.
You would.
Well, there's a difference in us. Thank God I think the way I do.
Thank you, ma'am, for your call. Thank you, Bobbie. Good luck. I don't know. Phil Hendrie Show. Maneuver the kid around like a seat cushion. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. Huh? Well, what is that thing? This is the Phil Hendrie Show. Our number is 1-800-449-8686, and my producer, Mike Schaefer, almost got destroyed by sound padding in the producer room. He's sitting there, answering phone calls, doing what he does so well, and the sound padding, a sound baffle in that studio, as it's called, collapsed on him, and he has a smile on his face, but unfortunately, he'll be in a wheelchair, and you know what, man? You're going to have to use the service porch. I don't know what to tell you. By the way, that entire thing, if you missed it, talking with Ms. Dooley, originated with the story out of Colorado of the poor kid who was paralyzed in the Columbine shooting. The parents wanted to put a wheelchair ramp in. Were told by the Homeowners Association, no, you've got to put it around the side of the house. And I don't really know how I'd feel about that. I got to tell you, I just moved into a neighborhood where we've got one of those homeowners associations, and while there's certain things I want to see enforced, there's other stuff I don't care, man. Guy wants to put a wheelchair ramp in. It's not bothering me. Tell me exactly how that affects. See, I get it about speeding. I get it about mowing your lawn. I get it about keeping your house looking so that it doesn't look like a garbage pit freaking crack house, right? I get it about making sure the place looks halfway decent, that you don't have some crap can car. Yeah, I don't want some guy's crappy looking yard. You know what I'm saying? That he doesn't have a crappy-looking car, that's been sitting in front of his house for 18 weeks, up on blocks, all of that stuff. You're right. I don't dig it. But a wheelchair ramp? See, that kind of the architectural stuff doesn't bother me. Hell, that guy can put in a freaking totem pole for all I care, put in a brand-new incinerator. He can put in anything he wants so long as it's something that is clean. So I'm not going to buy a wheelchair. I don't get the wheelchair ramp rule. So I'm going to make no big deal out of that thing, man. I mean, that lady, she says she's got rules. I got rules. So anyway, what I really wanted to mention to you was, speaking of being wealthy, I'm still waiting for a soil report. We got a hole in our backyard, as I mentioned to you, and I just tried to call my wife. Supposedly, remember the last time I told you we had the pool excavated, the hole dug? I got to wait for a soil report on this thing, and the guy was supposed to inspect it today, so I was sitting here waiting for the big word on that soil report, whether we're going to get that steel and that gunite. Isn't that great? I got these guys sitting there going, man, that's your pool. Ain't my life. That's your pool. I don't care. I hope you don't get your soil report back with a thumbs up. Hey, Phil, good dirt. Well, that's what I live from one moment to the next for, Taylor, if you don't. I live from moment to moment. One moment soil report, the next moment steel. That's my thing. Okay, so anyway, my wife's taking a nap, so I couldn't get that information from her, but I was hoping, frankly, that I could. I'll go home tonight and smoke a joint. Anyway, the Screen Actors Guild is one other little piece of news. The Screen Actors Guild, and you probably don't care about this either, but this is also something that's part of my life because I do voiceover work. I'm a member of the union, SAG, Screen Actors Guild. They are going to go out on strike on May 1st. Now, I just went in and I did a read for a couple of commercials today because I thought, well, this would be a really nice thing. If I'm ever paralyzed from saving a baby in a fire, I can always do voiceover work. If I can't get in the studio to do my radio show, I can do some voiceover stuff. So I went and I did some auditions, and I'm really kind of getting into that as a way of augmenting my income. And guess what? We may go out on strike on May 1st, and I have no clue what it's about. I understand I got a letter here from William Daniels, who's the president of the Screen Actors Guild, and we're taking it up the shorts, man. We got to pull up our backsides that you wouldn't believe. So we got to go out on strike right when I'm about to make the big jingle, right when I'm going to start pulling down some of that nice coin. They want me to walk, huh? Well, forget it. I'm a scab. I'm kidding about that, but because you know why? I ain't getting any work anyway. Just because you're going for an audition don't mean you're working. I've been on strike since I was 20.